How to give a presentation by Sydney Lee. Before you begin, you should outline. This will allow you to determine the purpose of your message, envision your audience so you can adapt the message to their needs. It will also allow you to decide on what you're going to say and the tone you like to set while you're presenting. While introducing your topic, you will want to make sure that your audience know that you're a credible source for the information that they will be receiving. If you do this, they'll be more willing to listen to the presentation. Another thing that will increase their willingness to listen is having an opener that will entice them. This will bring them in. You should also introduce the topics and the main points that you'll be discussing in the presentation. Doing this will help them understand how the parts and the body become whole. Another thing that you should do is establish rapport. This will let the audience know that you want them to benefit from the presentation. In the body of your presentation, you should try to limit your subtopics to anything between 3 and 5. You want everything you say to be as concise as possible, and you don't want to overwhelm the audience with too much information. Including items that are measurable, like statistics, will add credibility to the points that you are making. Just don't go overboard with them. Simple vocabulary and sentences are usually best. It makes things less complex and easier to understand. Using jokes and anecdotes will help establish emotional connection and disarm the audience if the topic you're speaking on is a sensitive matter. While closing off the presentation, you should aim to make it more memorable. People often remember the last thing they heard. In this case, that will be the closing. So use the words you say wisely. You should also tie the closing toward the introduction to strengthen the point you are trying to make at the beginning. Limiting the number of visuals you use in your presentation will allow the audience to focus more on the message. You should use as few words as possible to get the main points across in your presentation. You should choose a color scheme that will add effectiveness to your presentation, and keep in mind that you should keep colors to a minimum so it won't overwhelm the audience. While delivering your presentation, you should remain relaxed. Speak at a volume that will allow the entire audience to hear. Don't speak too fast or too slow. Articulate your words so they can be understood by everyone. Have good posture and display confidence in yourself. Smile at the audience and make eye contact with them. To conclude this presentation, I will leave you things that you should remember. You should remember outlining the presentation will do you more good than harm in your presentation. It's extra work, but it's honestly worth it. Practice does make perfect, and it makes for an easier presentation as well. Keep everything nice and concise, and make sure the presentation is as memorable as you can make it.